The prodigal granddaughter is always relying on her parents. He cruelly stuffed the despised grandma into the freezer. The three sisters believed, as long as the news of grandma's death is not leaked, then they can always receive grandma's pension. In order to prevent outsiders from discovering the body, they also bought a lot of frozen food. Until the body is completely covered, they are satisfied. I thought this was done perfectly. However, when Lisa came to the government building with Joy, when I was preparing to collect the pension on behalf of my grandmother, my Kingxiang staff said, his grandmother hasn't been there in person for more than half a year. They decided to send someone to visit and offer condolences. After confirming the elderly's physical condition, continue to pay pensions to them. Lisa was so scared when she heard this that she peed her butt. He was afraid that the matter would be exposed. The first step back home. First time with two sisters. Greed took out his grandmother's body to thaw. 'Cause once, the government discovered they were defrauding pensions. Then what awaits them must be imprisonment and boarding a ship. Now their first step is to, first, thaw the frozen grandma, pretending to be alive. Prepare. First, fool the staff who come to the door. But because of the long freezing time, grandma has already been frozen into an old popsicle. It is impossible to thaw in a short time. It's a good thing for a few people not to know what to do. There was a knock on the door. It was Nick from the Social Security Bureau who came to visit. The three sisters immediately felt like they were facing a formidable enemy. In order to avoid being noticed by the other party, Lisa rushed to the door to stop the other party, so that I can marry the sisters in the house. Incidents involving the handling of corpses. He lied that he had two sisters. I never wear clothes at home. I hope Nick can wait outside the door. Fortunately, the two sisters came up with a quick idea. Pretend that grandma is playing cards. I thought I could just get away with it. Unexpectedly, Nick but greeted grandma, seeing that the other party is about to notice. In a hurry, Lisa hurriedly pushed Nick to the second floor, planned to talk about life with each other, trying to downplay the other party's purpose of coming here. But Nick wasn't interested at all. At this moment, all I want to do is to comfort the old man. Lisa had no choice but to use the beauty trap, pull the other person and go shopping outside, trying to make Nick forget what he was supposed to do today. Who knew that the two of them would walk from day to night? Nick still hasn't forgotten his work. 11 Go into the house to check on grandma's health. Lisa saw this. I have no choice but to sacrifice my beauty, trying to make the other person immersed in the gentle land and unable to extricate themselves. However, at this moment, there happened to be a power outage in the house. Seeing this, Misha had to check the line with a candle. But when I turned around, I was horrified to find. At this time, Nick was using his cell phone flashlight. Check freezer for spoilage. This moment scared Lisa a lot. Two sisters. I have hidden my grandmother's body in the freezer. This frightened her so much that she closed the freezer. Then he blocked Nick's mouth. Nick, who saw this, no more checking the refrigerator, picked up Lisa and went to the second floor. After a passionate experience, Nick finally forgot about the mission he came here for. And the three sisters afterwards. I thought the trouble was finally over. Evidence. Discussing how to squander pensions. Little did they know that they were about to face a fire. Because the next second, Nick sent Lisa a text message. Said he forgot to visit his home yesterday. Grandma's things. He claimed that he would come to visit in a few days. The three sisters were frightened at the sight. But they don't want to giving up grandma's pension easily. So after careful consideration, Lisa by Mace successfully made an appointment with the person in charge. Asked Nick indirectly, what are the consequences of pension fraud? Unexpectedly, the consequences were far beyond his imagination. Nick said that if he was caught defrauding pension funds, there is a high probability that you will be imprisoned and put on a boat. Lisa was frightened when she heard this. He doesn't want to go to jail for a little money. So he rushed home, kept going with my sisters, moved grandma's body out of the freezer, then used white cloth, wrapped the body tightly. Then he was pushed into the van via a wheelchair. I planned to take it to a funeral home for cremation. They just went out. Car blocked the road. Then an old man got out of the car. The old man claimed, I am their grandmother's first love. Because the parents of both sides broke up the couple. This is why the two people who love each other cannot be together. But now his wife just passed away not long ago. So I thought about rekindling my relationship with Lisa's grandmother. Lisa was stunned when she heard this. Grandma has become a cold corpse. How can I come out and rekindle my old relationship with him? In order to prevent the matter from being exposed, he had to lie and say that his grandmother was unwell. It's not convenient for swordsman now. Let him come back in a few years. However, the old man got angry the moment he heard this, claiming to be old. How many more years can we wait? At this moment, he can't wait to see Lisa's grandmother. He was angry and said, if he can't see his grandmother tomorrow, I immediately called the police. See if their grandmother is imprisoned at home. Lisa saw this. I can only be forced to agree to the old man's proposal. In order to fool this infatuated old man, the sisters took Lisa to the hospital overnight. Make up to look like a dead grandmother. Wait until the next day to leave. The old man couldn't wait to visit. The old man, who was lucky enough to see the fans, didn't notice. The first love in front of me is a fake. Looking at the lover from many years ago, still as beautiful as a flower. He was so excited that he couldn't help but start. The old man didn't notice anything unusual. Lisa realized the time had come. So he lied and said he found a young man. Now I can't even look at him. Then he turned the old man away. But before he could breathe a sigh of relief, that annoying knock on the door sounded again. This moment scared Lisa a lot. Mei Cheng thought the person who came was Nick from the Social Security Bureau. In order to prevent the other party from noticing, he had to turn his back to Nick. Pretend to be having your hair permed. But what Lisa never expected was, Nick came here to confess his love to Lisa. Because he didn't dare to say it to my face. So I put my inner thoughts. Tell grandma everything. But what he didn't know was, the old man in front of me is actually Lisa pretending to be me. Hearing Nick's heartfelt confession, Lisa was immediately moved to tears. So I found an excuse and hurried away. Then I removed the old makeup on my face. Immediately appeared in front of Nick as Lisa. Kiss her without saying a word. The two also confirmed their boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Because my boyfriend is the head of the Social Security Bureau. In order not to make it difficult for the other party, Lisa also decided to quit. No more using grandma's body to defraud pensions. So I joined forces with my two sisters. Once again, I took out my grandmother's body, wrap it in white cloth and prepare to be transported to the funeral home for cremation. But halfway, when passing a speed bump, the grandmother in the back seat was thrown out of the car, go straight downhill. At the same time, the old man who has a crush on grandma. I happened to see this scene on the roadside. Seeing your sweetheart, racing on the highway. He chased after him without saying a word. But before he could catch up with a wheelchair, even rushed off the cliff with grandma. When the old man finds grandma, only to find that the other party had already become a huge cold corpse. The old man was struck by lightning when he saw this. He was so sad that he suffered a heart attack. Finally died beside grandma. Not long after, the two sisters who found the body missing came up. When I saw the old man lying on grandma's legs, the two of them worked together to remove the old man's body, throw it into the grass nearby. Who knew that when the two of them turned back again, but found that grandma's body was missing? I searched everywhere but found nothing. They just returned home depressed. But I was horrified to find grandma's body was inexplicably lying back on the bed. It turned out that Lisa's boyfriend came to her rescue in time. This is how I prevented my grandmother's body from being discovered by others. And the reason why he did this, it's all because of my girlfriend Lisa. Because at this time Lisa's belly, she's pregnant with his child. He didn't want his girlfriend to go to jail because of this. The end of the ending. Several people held a grand funeral for grandma. The three sisters who were involved in this incident also changed their ways.